What an incredibly devastating day. I'm coming on today to do a podcast after the horrific events of today. Finding out an innocent man, 31 years old, married with 2 little children, is assassinated in the United States of America because of his political beliefs. How does that happen? How does it happen in this country? I thought we were better than this. I thought our country was better than this. I started Konversations at Kerrie's Korner, made the decision to make this podcast right around the time that President Trump was shot. At the time he wasn't president, but because I could not understand how there can be such unbelievable, unbridled hatred in our country where we've never allowed this before. We've been better than this. And in the last 10 years, that has been chipped away by powerful people. And I just think about these poor children. Now a mom who has to raise them on her own. He was 31 years old. He was going to be a guiding light, more so than now, on the political stage. I truly believe that. He was a devout Christian. And he wanted our country to be a better place. He was red, white, and blue. And he went to college campuses to engage the younger generations. I have a 33-year-old son. And I don't recognize my country anymore. See, I'm a little different. I came to this country. I'm not an American by birth. I've lived the majority of my life here. I've lived the American dream. And I've seen that slowly but surely fade away. For my children, my grandchildren. That's why I do this podcast. To try to get the communications going again. To try to bring up subjects that affect us all. That we all deal with. That we all struggle with. That we all have to learn to cope with and manage, and hopefully spark a conversation where we can come back to the middle and say, okay, enough is enough. I don't agree with you, but that's okay. I don't agree with you. Here's why. Now, why don't you tell me why you don't agree with me? Mutual respect. I really fear for our country that this can happen. That an innocent but influential young man can be assassinated on a college campus while trying to engage the younger generation in political conversation. And he's dead today. And we already see those people on the left blaming, minimizing, not taking any responsibility for their encouragement of hate and violence. We don't hear anything but that from the left side of the aisle. It's always marginalized. It's always minimized. And there's no accountability. We haven't heard anything from them in 10 years that's not hate. Is it any wonder we're here today? Three assassinations in less than a year, and one was successful today. How does it happen? We can't continue to allow it. And we have to hold every single individual who perpetuates hate through their words, through their videos, through their messages, that it's not okay. It's not okay. And those people who marginalize this young man's death, do you have no conscience and no soul? Do you have no human compassion for two young children that have lost their father, age 1 and 3? A young wife that's lost her husband, her life partner, shot, dead because of his political beliefs? How does that happen in this country? We've fallen that far that it is marginalized. And fingers are already pointing. But then none of them are being pointed back at themselves. I've been screaming for a year that we have to, as citizens of this country, start to make sure our voices are heard. Demand change. Demand unacceptability in things and call those people out and make sure the consequences are delivered for them. More now than ever, that message is my message today. You can't just marginalize a young man's life because he disagrees with you. What if it was your 31-year-old son or brother or husband or father? How do you justify that it happened only because he disagrees with you? Our country is headed down a road that there may be no recovery from. It's happened all over the world before this moment in time, but now it's at our doors. It's rang our doorbell. It's taken a brilliant young man's life away because he just didn't agree with you. We have to call those people out that perpetuate this hate. Our news media, celebrities, politicians, television shows, news channels, rag magazines, podcasts, social media platforms. We can't let this man's assassination be marginalized because they don't want to hear it. I just don't recognize this amazing country that he loved and was willing to be outspoken for. More people need to be outspoken. You need to be standing up, making people accountable, calling them out, demanding action. And most importantly, we have to make sure our leadership swiftly delivers consequences and change. Because we may not end in a place that we all want if we don't. I want to live in the United States of America where I grew up. That's not what I see today. Reacting with violence is not the key, but reacting is. Holding everyone accountable for their hate. Educational systems are included in that. That's why he did what he did. Because that's the source of so much of it, is in our educational systems. And he knew it. And that's why he went there. To engage young minds in conversation. To encourage conversation. I ask you to pray for his family, his parents, his mother, his father, his wife, his babies, his amazing company and co-workers. We need to pray for our nation because it's truly at a precipice. The next few days will determine whether or not we make the right decisions or not. And it doesn't fall short on me that tomorrow is 9/11. It is the one day in history that we all came together. I pray for his soul that that's what we do tomorrow and today and the next day. Or else his sacrifice is in vain. This is Kerrie from Konversations at Kerrie's Korner. On this very, very dark day. But I hope it inspires what my podcast is all about. Coming back to the table and talking like Charlie did. Inspiring each other to know that it's okay to disagree, but we have to do it respectfully, calmly, and without violence. Because when we don't, this is what happens. Please pray for Charlie, his soul, his family, and our great nation.